General Jaswal is joining us from Chandigarh. Maruf Raza is joining us from Delhi. Dr. K Kalia, father of late Capt Saurabh Kalia, who's not fighting a lonely battle now. All of India is with you, Dr. Kalia, is joining us from Palampur. Brigadier Javed Hussain, former Pakistan Army Special Forces officer. He has strong views on this case. He's joining us from Karachi. My first question is to General Rashid Qureshi, former spokesperson to Musharraf, joining us from Islamabad. You've been spokesperson for Musharraf. Musharraf does not regret Kargil. It's an admission that he was involved in the operation. When the admission has been made by General Musharraf himself, who you were advisor to, why this denial about how Saurabh Kalia was treated? General Qureshi.
I'm surprised at the formation of this question. How does Saurabh Kalia and the incident that your own army chief, VP Malik, told me yesterday that a reconnaissance patrol of the Indian Army was sent and it got lost and it went over to the other side, which was our side. There was an exchange of fire and that is what we heard. None of these people were captured by the Pakistan Army.
22 days they were captured by the Pakistan Army.
About
22 days.
Not at all.
22
Not
days.
Not at all. That's a lie.
It's not a lie,
That's
sir.
an absolute lie.
Between May 15th, 1999 and June 7th, 1999, they were captured. They were in the captivity of the Pakistani Army.
Not at all. Not at all. Were you there? What are
Sir,
you saying?
I know the facts. Who handed over the bodies?
No, I know the facts. You don't. Yes, the bodies were handed over because after 22 days, the Indian DGMO spoke to the Pakistani DGMO and a search
I have
was
one question for you.
By the Pakistan Army.
Because I have
yes,
one.
Go ahead.
I'm handing over this to I want to get Maruf into this debate. Because if I wasn't there, neither were you, General Qureshi. But we have some facts at hand.
I was there. By the way, I was there.
Me, okay, so then tell me, is it true or not that Radio Kargil of Pakistan announced that that 1 minute that Saurabh Kalia had been captured by the Pakistani troops?
Not at all.
Sir, I have it on record. They announced it. How many times will you deny?
No, please. I would like to listen to that. I do not believe it. There is no Radio Kargil.
Sir, Maruf, this is
at that time,
2 straight denials on top of Newshour Tonight.
No. You keep making up stories.
Sir, this is not a made-up story. I know it's embarrassing.
And yes, it is a made-up story.
So
I ask your DGMO, ask the Army military operations in charge of the Indian Army, and he will tell you that when he spoke to the DGMO of the Pakistan Army, they said that they were missing a reconnaissance patrol.
What are you saying? Sir, on the 17th of November 2012, in an interview to Maruf Raza, Musharraf said, I don't regret the Kargil war. Maruf, first of all, these straightforward denials coming in from Pakistan, your response.
What does that have to do?
Well, I am talking about Saurabh Kalia. Maruf's response to you, please.
Kargil war is not Saurabh Kalia.
May I, sir?
I am putting the facts of Saurabh Kalia on the table. Maruf is responding to you, General Qureshi. Yes, Maruf.
Yes,
I think that's
General
a ridiculous
Qureshi, sir, with due respect to you and your colleagues.
Musharraf said that I don't deny Kargil and yes.
Sir, General, sir, with respects to you and your colleagues, let me bring out a few facts. The first is what Arnab has just said, but more importantly, if your army was involved, and by admission of General Musharraf, by admission of an article by Brigadier Shaukat Qadir, who you would know too well, in the RUSI Journal of 2002, April 2002, plus there have been other articles and admissions, the Pakistan Army was involved. And if the Pakistan Army was involved, it was clearly a flouting of the Geneva Conventions and the Hague Regulations, how prisoners should be treated. Because not only Kalia was killed, but sadly his body was mutilated, the eyes were taken out, their body was given back to us in a hugely damaged state.
So it's a fact.
This is not the first time in Indo-Pak relations. So the fact of the matter is that the army was involved and it flouted the Geneva Conventions. More importantly, now if you if the militants were involved, then sir, please let me complete, sir. If you say that the militants were involved and the army was not involved, then how is it that your army eventually gave out 39 gallantry awards to officers who fought in Kargil, including Captain Karnal Sher Khan, who was given the Nishane-e-Haider when his body was handed over after Tiger Hill? So your officers, your men, your JCOs were all involved. 39 officers were decorated, 11 JCOs were decorated, 43 NCOs were decorated for gallantry by your side. So clearly, your army
Brigadier
was involved,
Javed Hussain.
it did an act which was reprehensible. It did an act which was reprehensible and completely against the conduct of legitimate operations that soldiers are expected to honorably carry out in war.
Maruf, you missed out the name of Havardar Lalak Jan, who was also killed on 7 July 1999 and awarded the Nishane-e-Haider. I now want to go across to Brigadier Javed Hussain on the spot.
There were two of them.
There were two of them.
Khan was one.
Captain Karnal Sher and Havildar Lalak Jan. I agree with you. Brigadier Javed.
This has
Brigadier
nothing to do with the Saurabh Kalia incident.
It has everything to do because it's an overall state of denial on Kargil. So Kargil, so just because Pakistan was,
I mean, we are talking about.
So just because
you want comments on Saurabh Kalia and his patrol.
Sir, the fact is,
and his patrol was never captured by the Pakistan
Army. I can completely understand that a military defeat coupled with the embarrassing disclosures of the brutal treatment meted out to Saurabh Kalia is doubling the embarrassment for Pakistan. But General Hussain, should you not come to terms with what your army did?
It's pointless arguing with someone who's not ready to listen to the truth.
Sir, I'm
not ready to listen to facts.
Sir, but
it's pointless.
Sir, but I have presented some facts. I just want to get your point of view. That
no, you haven't presented facts.
I have presented
what you are saying are conjectures.
Sir,
I know the facts.
Saurabh Kalia and others were captured at the Bajrang post in May 1999. The Pakistani army, handed over his body on June 9th, 1999. For 22 days, he was in your custody.
No, he was not.
Well, it was reported on your radio station.
Over the bodies. No, we don't have a radio in Skardu. So that's a lie also. Sir, therefore, when you are saying Radio Skardu reported, it can't be true.
Well, you have your points of view. I presented some facts.
There is no radio station in Skardu.
Sir, Radio Skardu of Pakistan. Now, I don't know if you change your radio station's name, like Lashkar-e-Toiba changes its name to Jawat-ud-Dawa. But Radio Skardu in Pakistan made
you can keep making stories.
Made the radio announcement
to convey your point.
No, sir. I just want to get the others into the debate.
All you're saying is not correct. None of these people from the... There was no patrol captured by the Pakistan Army in May.
It's a war crime. If a war crime has been carried out by your soldiers... I want to get Brigadier Javed Hussain, sir, with your
permission. How can it be a war crime?
Sir, because how can it be a war crime? Because their bodies were burnt with cigarettes, their eardrums were punctured with hot rods, their eyes were removed. I don't know if this is not a war crime, then what is?
Pakistan Army did not do it.
Sir, okay, Brigadier Javed Hussain, I want to get you in on this. Given the incontrovertible facts which have emerged, does Pakistan not owe an explanation to Dr. K Kalia, Captain Saurabh Kalia's father, who Brigadier Javed Hussain is on the show tonight. He's listening to you and he wants an apology. What would you say to him?
Yeah, first of all, allow me to empathize with Dr. Kalia. But the question that keeps on coming up is why has the media taken up this case 13 years later? Why wasn't the cry of Dr. Kalia why did it get drowned in the euphoric shouts of victory that resonated across India? Had the media taken up the case at that time, perhaps the matter could have been resolved then. But this is not to suggest that it cannot be resolved now.
Yes.
The fact is that the frontage of the incursion across the LOC was 120 kilometers plus. Most of this frontage was held by regular army units. But there was some frontage that was left for the irregulars. Now,
No, Arnab.
this patrol led
Irregulars?
by Captain Kalia
No, sir, regulars.
apparently blundered into the irregular positions and was captured, taken
Convenient.
prisoner. Now, why I'm saying this is, why this could not have been done by the Pakistan Army? Very simple. Like the Indian Army, Pakistan Army is also a very professional and a very disciplined army. Like the Indian Army, the Pakistan Army also operates on the basis of a very strong military code. I, for one, and other ex-professional soldiers like me would never expect the Indian Army to do what was done to Captain Kalia and his colleagues. Likewise, the Pakistan Army should also not be expected to do what was done. So what was done was apparently done by the irregulars who were also fighting in Kashmir.
You have just admitted, Brigadier.
Let me finish, please.
But you've just admitted. You've admitted that the irregulars and regulars were working together, and you're drawing a fine line saying, as far as the mutilation of the body of Captain Kalia is the irregulars. It can be argued this is a cover-up.
It's not a question of...
So it's a cover-up.
It is not a question... It is not a question of cover-up or any such thing. The fact is that this frontage that I've just mentioned, 120 kilometers, most of it was held by regular army units.
So then if regular
they
army...
were Northern Light Infantry units.
Exactly,
so
exactly.
There's no, there's no debate on that.
That's an admission. Your point is contradicting General Qureshi's point. I want to get General Jaswal in on this.
No, I'm not contradicting.
General...
Look.
Sir,
it is not a question of contradiction or any such thing. I'm just stating a fact.
Sir,
the fact is that this was...
All Captain Kalia's
this was not done...
is an apology. All Captain Kalia's father wants is an apology. And all of India is going to get an apology for him. You cannot draw that line. I want to get General Jaswal. I want to get General Jaswal in with your permission.
The fact is that you are just interrupting. Let me finish.
May I?
So, may I just get General Jaswal in? I'll come back to you. I just want everyone in on this. Yes. Yes, General Jaswal.
Firstly, I think I will salute Captain...
That the matter can be resolved even now.
I would like to salute Captain...
seconds.
Sir, it will be resolved the day there is an official apology from the Pakistani army and the government. Otherwise, it will not be resolved.
Give me 30 seconds. This is what I want to comment on.
Okay, please complete
your
point.
How to resolve it.
Kindly go ahead.
Okay, please go ahead.
What I'm suggesting is that since the irregulars in the area were also operating under the Pakistan Army, the least that can be done now, or should be done now, is for the Pakistan Army to apologize on behalf of the irregulars who must have done this.